Hey, greetings everybody. This is Wesley Pepper. This is the Art Lecture Podcast. This is episode 97. So we're closing around that big 100 figure, which will be literally in 2 weeks' time, 3 weeks' time. So just a quick recap on last week. On the past 2 weeks, guys, as you know, like it's been hell after the break-in, especially on my side. I know Siza's also been really busy with marking and wrapping up things on our side. So 2 weeks ago there wasn't an episode, but we are back running and we are back producing stuff. So that's cool. Just a quick note on last week. Over at Jongwe, thanks my team for coming through. It was really interesting to see how painters are adapting to a post-pandemic world and his media. But it was really interesting talking to him. Especially he was in a very beautiful part of the world. So that was also interesting. So thanks, my king, Obed Jongwe, for coming through. Also, just one more thing, like today's episode was also very experimental on our side, because as you know, we had Thabo and Bobo go through to the Dont Tatazel show 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, man, this one got to be the one for political. So, me with Dont Tatazel, we're in partnership. As you see on my phone, really, I'm selling Dont Tatazel. So, Dont Tatazel is like, and you think I'm like, it's like, yes, I'm like, yeah, nothing. So, like, here, because now we're promoting the brand, and this vibe is about now promoting a brand is cool, you understand? So we say, no, that's this was very good because I got a chance whereby I can express what I do and show it out to everyone. It's really a good expression because now I got a chance to show myself, but it really is a good expression. Yeah.
Sure, guys. It's Kido here representing Izinto Soweto. We are born and bred like us, Soweto. The main objective is to grow ICAS, is to grow South Africa. We've been in the business from 2008. So slowly but surely, we're growing. The main objective is to bring black empowerment, guys. To empower ourselves and ICAS and expand. That's the main objective.
Okay, I'm Lindiwe Chauke. Okay, and this is 7 Heartbeats, but it's an umbrella name for 2 brands. So this is D-cloth. It caters for women. Yeah, it's high fashion for women. And then the one that you see here is Africa Season. This caters for both women and men, but it's apparel. Yes. So we are only 2 months old, but obviously we've been working on our craft. That is why maybe we delivered, So yeah, we're very new, we're fairly new.
Equally Distillery is 100% black-owned company.
This episode is exciting, because like you say, I think it will be also a nice way to reflect on the year, because we're coming towards the end. It's been a long year, but please help me welcome Uputgrey, the founder of Don't Tatazel. Greetings, my brother, and welcome.
Greetings, my king.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, please, can you just tell us about the whole concept of Dont Tatazel? I know last week, and thank you, Bobo and Thabo, again for going there.
Thank you, Thabo. Thank you, Tibo's common man. Yes. Thanks a lot for that, my brothers. Thanks, man. Highly appreciated.
Yeah, tell us about this whole concept, man. That makes us feel so good about ourselves. You had the pop-up market last week, the Dont Tatazel pop-up last week, and we saw a lot of black faces, a lot of black businesses, under Dont Tatazel. Can you tell us about that and how it began, and what drives it, what moves it?
Okay, cool. Okay, I will start here. Now, first, we are Stepahead Productions. We are just an NPO that focus on performing art and the development of our communities. So Dont Tatazel, it's part of the project of that organization. It's not a standalone thing. So Dont Tatazel, it's a baby of Stepahead Production. So we doing a lot of things. Like we go to schools, do workshops. We go to prisons, talk to prisoners. We employ members of our community in certain projects. We go out there and fight for funding to make sure that youth get jobs and all of those things. So now I've been thinking about this thing, how much people they've lost themselves along the way. As like I mentioned, COVID, there's depression, there's unemployment, and there's all of that. So I wanted to come with an energy that will substitute all the social ills. So it's so that energy, it could have been done in any form of art. It could be in a music form, it could be in a clothing form, it could be in an acting form, So we started by saying, okay, let's start with t-shirts, let's start with clothes and introduce the main idea to people. But this is the movement that have to free people from everybody, from the sadness, from tough times. This is the movement that needs to liberate our people. This is the movement that has to restore the faith and the happiness of our people. So we sit down and then we said we need to put action in what we're doing. And then we push and we push, and when we push. And then we had our first, this year on March 5th, we had our first pop-up market.
First, okay.
Yeah, this one, the one that you were in, it was the second one.
Okay.
Yeah, so even the first one was big. The reason why maybe you saw the following and everybody was there, it's because of the energy. It's because of the keys that we're giving to people, saying to people, this is your right. You need to stand up for what you're doing. You need to voice up for what you're doing. You need to be proud of what you're doing. You need to be who you are, and make sure that whatever product that you're selling, you have confidence enough to know that it's 100% right, So this is nothing. This is not about an individual. This is not about a certain group of people. This is about our people. The movement Dont Tatazel, it's about our people. Our people, they need that financial freedom. Our people, they need that platform to showcase their work, whether it's artists, whether it's people, who are selling clothes, entrepreneurs, whoever that have the ability to do something. We need to create platform for those people and make sure that platform it's something that the world will recognize.
Yeah, my brother, that is beautiful. Sorry, Wes. I just wanted to say that was absolutely beautiful. I love that you're using energy, because I think that's where the healing begins,
Yeah.
And in this, my brother, we talk a lot about healing, and I think this is one of the ways where. And because I know Abu Thabo mentioned, and we saw that there were also like different types of people. There were kids in the festival, it was a safe space and clean and beautiful.
Yes. Yeah, because this we've been following what was designed to make us fail for the longest time in our lives as artists, as Black people, So what we're trying to create now, we're trying to create an industry that will be able to define ourselves and know what it means to us. Because now you can look at how big the stage was and how big the sound was. So imagine if, as an artist, an upcoming artist, if for the first time in your life, you will be sharing your craft on the biggest stage in your wood. You don't need any status. You don't need to be a celebrity. You don't need any extra special thing. All that you need to do is to have that confidence to showcase your work. So this is what we're doing. We are creating an industry. We are creating a platform that will be safe for young upcoming business people, young upcoming artists, so that they don't find themselves crying, no, I've signed the wrong contract, no, they have been used by this company, oh no, or you're doing things that you don't know. And also we can all agree or disagree on this one. When our people are taken from where we belong to be made these superstars, they kind of lose who they are, the identity of who they are. And then they come back from where they were taken, come with depression, come with drugs issues, come with anger issues and all of that. So what we want to create this thing that is normal. It is normal for you to be an artist and to be big and to be a superstar, but it shouldn't change your personality. It shouldn't make you Tatazel. It shouldn't make you be a person that you were never been. You should stick into a person that you were. And you must not forget where you come from. You must come back and give to your community. When we go up, we need to make sure that our community are part of going up with us. We cannot every time when we're going up, we turn back and then we give our community our back. We cannot afford that thing. We have seen those mistakes. They are done by too many of our brothers. Like for instance, in the community where I come from as well, where the event was, we are one of the oldest communities in Soweto. And we are one of the community that produced most powerful artists, soccer players, politicians. But the thing is, there's no seed that they came back and plow into that community, you know?
Yeah.
My brother, you're raising a bunch of very, very interesting points there. Also, the fact that you kept mentioning the word energy a lot, and identity. Those two things resonate. And the fact that you're saying that you're offering a platform for creatives and entrepreneurs in the township to speak directly to their market. Can we start there, man? Can you tell us how did Don't Tatazel start? You say you had the first gig in March this year. So to have two shows, what's that, like 6-7 months? That means you probably have a pretty good team. You also mentioned something that you kept that you guys fight for funding. I thought that's very cool. But so do we. Yeah, man. So just explain to our listeners, man. Can you tell us what's the what type of or rather not forget the identity? Can you explain to us your team, how did you come together, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah, I have the most wonderful team, because those guys are artists. If there's this movement that they call Deep Soweto. Yes. With people like gas rap, they were tight in that thing and all of that. So me, I'm a writer. I write plays, I direct plays. So and I'm more in surrounding of musicians and said, but there's no different in this. This thing of thinking art is different. Art will never be different. We need to have a mission and a vision to achieve one powerful piece that the world will buy into it. So whether you paint, whether you do this or whether you do that, so but we can come as one and be that symbol of art from where we come from, and make sure that that art is sellable. It's gonna bring tourists in our wood. It's gonna bring financial freedom in our wood. It's gonna liberate people. It's gonna make sure that we eliminate drugs, teenage pregnancy. It's so we need to come up with something together, and so that we can sell it to the world. So that thing started 2003 as Stepahead Productions. So then we started to do plays, we started to do music, we started to do documentaries, this and that, record artists and all of that, so until this day. So Dont Tatazel started this year January. The brand started this year January. So January, February, March, on March, we made our first movement, which was that market, because this was not about us. This was not about selling clothes. This was an energy that it's supposed to go to people and say, no, you know what? You need to wake up. You need to believe in yourself. We are tired of people who are undermining themselves. We are tired of negativity. Remember, we come from COVID. So
I was going to touch on that.
Yeah, we cannot be repeating what we didn't design. We need to focus on what we can design. So we designed something. Yes, we wanted to eliminate that language of no COVID, no this. So we tried to put Dont Tatazel and we pushed, and then they started to loosen up, and then everybody was saying Dont Tatazel. I think we have more than 6 Mapiano artists who've made songs out of this context.
Oh.
So that's how much the energy have spread. And that's how, when I see people telling other people, no, you shouldn't Tatazel, and then I've tried to put the right meaning to it. With the saying Dont Tatazel, it doesn't mean with you must think that you telling other people. It's a voice that needs to be within yourself. Whether you are a man facing problems, you shouldn't Tatazel and abuse women. You shouldn't Tatazel and smoke drugs. So it's a direct statement that comes from you to you. It's not something that you address others with, oh, no, I'm scared of you. It's not that kind of a language. It's a language that free ourselves from our demons. It's a language that free ourselves from what we fear the most. It's a language that says to us, we can go and achieve anything that we want to achieve without being intimidated by anybody.
Sure.
I mean, that sounds like the definition of Black love when I put
Yes.
It's moving the Black family forward, economically as well. And I know that you play a big role in the township economy concept, and I know you also part of organizing a township Olympics things, event. Can you tell us about that?
Yes.
To what
So this one, it's Soweto Parliament, right? It's Tlantalags, and which we all know that they are pushing different kind of things, right?
Sure.
So now the only way you can liberate people is to have positive activities, because we cannot stick in politics. There's nothing new that you can say about politics.
I agree.
These people, they spoken and spoken and spoken and spoken,
no,
and
nothing happened.
You understand? So you can see these people. So now we start to say, now we're doing Olympics. That word is big. So we were supposed to, maybe they were supposed to say Soweto Games, but we go hard on them. We go hard. It's a head-on collusion. We are not afraid to take decisions that will develop our people and make sure that our people get equal opportunities everywhere. So Soweto Parliament, it's one of the youth movement that it's making sure that our people, especially the youth, they get platforms that are relevant. So if we're busy with art, somebody else must be busy with sport. Somebody else must be busy with something. This is what we're teaching people with these theories. This coming with your theses that they don't go practical on our people. People, they know that they're suffering. They're living that life of suffering. You cannot be telling them that, no, we need to solve your poverty thing. It's whether you solve it or you keep quiet.
I love what you're saying, my brother.
So the movement that Soweto Parliament is pushing, we're pushing that movement, that we cannot have a society where there's criminals and people who are selling drugs, and then they think they're untouchable, nobody's gonna touch them. Now you have, because it's our brothers that are doing this thing. It's not people that we don't know. So, but now instead of being confrontational with them, telling them, we will rather create activities that will make our environment or our wood to be clean, so that you find yourself a job. You know, it's the only, I don't have the only option of selling drugs. It's because of I don't have other things to do. My mind is idling. So we're trying to put activities into minds of people that, you know, you can do anything, you can participate in anything. Now we have more activities than before. So there's no excuse of why you're doing crime, why you having drugs, why you failing. So we're trying so much to substitute negativity, which Soweto Parliament, it's what they're doing, and we have to give them a round of applause for taking this initiative, which is bigger than anybody else, because I don't understand why the local government, it's not bringing these activities such as Dont Tatazel pop-up markets. I don't understand why. I don't know why these people they don't instead of creating these parks that this youth they take all these drugs. Why can't they create recreational centers that these youth they can use for better tomorrow?
Yeah. But also, sorry, Wes.
My brother, you just there's just 2 points I wanna raise there, and one is one really let me just ask my question. You're saying that you constantly say that you want to build platforms and that you've identified what the youth is lacking. I know for one thing that one reason why young kids will, for example, smoke nyaupe or whatever cheap drug there is because there's no other alternative. I was part of a research team just as COVID happened in 2020. And one of the stuff that we found out in doing research in various townships across Gauteng was that one of the major things that is that the youth is crying out for is entrepreneur-based events. So whenever there's an event in a township, it's usually just music, and it's usually just one genre of music, and it's loud. And then you have, and in the odd time, you have a politician just barking their rhetoric over there. So the point was that there's many things that the youth is crying out for, and you keep saying that you are building a platform for that. So explain to our listeners how, let's say somebody from Zola, say somebody that is let's take two people, somebody that's interested in sport, let's say football, and somebody that's a creative that wants to write or draw, or that are some form of creative vein, but don't really know what to do with it. They don't really know what it means. How can somebody like that interact with the Dont Tatazel brand?
Okay.
The Dont Tatazel platform.
Yes, I think you've touched the most sensitive part of everything. We are the platform first and foremost. That's what we need to understand as people. It is your capability that we need to showcase on the event. That's what we need to understand first as people, So probably we are not giving anybody pressure, because you probably designed to be a doctor, a lawyer, or anything. What we can do, we can always find you ways and means, even funding, as I'm saying, fight for you to get that opportunity so that you can showcase the passion that you have as a person. So we are not unreachable. We're everywhere in social media. You can always get a day. I talk to more than 50 artists a day, young boys crying in my inbox. I can screenshot you my inbox every day. Young men telling me that how much they believe in me, how much this, how much that, and it humbles me, because I know most people, they become big-headed about these things when they happen, because this is the time, and the time it's now. This is what the universe has designed. This moment, it's now, and nobody's gonna take it away. We won't be shaken, we won't be moved. This is the time where we take our power back as Black people, or as people, as creative, as business people, as young people. This is the moment. It needs to come within you. So the platform that we are creating, we are not creating status on that platform, or, oh, this is great, oh man, you're big, this is what you've done. This is not what we are creating. we have to live what we say. And what I say, we mean what we say, because we have seen our brothers and sisters suffering. We have seen intellectual property being taken away from people. It makes other people rich and all of that. So we are there. We are available on any social platforms. You can search us. You will find us there. We can engage. We can help where we have to help. We can discuss things, we can debate things that we need to debate and have solution of those things.
Yeah, I mean, up with Gray, I'm really excited, and I mean, thanks for the work that you're doing. It is a very big thing to do, to bring communities together in one space. You know, we see you for that. We appreciate, and to think you're from Zola. You know, Izola Pela, we know it as a place.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that narrative, and mostly that narrative you'll find it on Google. You know.
Yep.
That narrative you'll find it on people with cracker. You know, but they don't live there. They as I was trying to explain, we've produced Mandoza in Zola, we've produced bricks, we've produced Mapaputs in Zambia. Like, there's no one township that has produced more than 11 artists that were superstars. You understand? So the mistake is one. It's when our own people, they start to betray us. Instead of going there and projecting who we are and what we are based on as people, as our wood, like they start to adopt other things that we don't know, you know, they start to fail us. So the community, I think you've seen when you were there, the environment is very friendly. People are very friendly. There was no car that was stolen. There was no fight. The kids were there. Nobody abused kids or molested kids. And so the lies about to change now, because even now the movement, it needs to move. Next time I hope we'll be doing this on another township. This is what I want.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that. Like, are you guys what? But anyway, finish.
Okay. So this is not about this. Oh, now it's gonna be based in Zola. Remember, we are talking about platform. We need to create platform. So we need to go where people are and create platform for them. We cannot be thinking that people, they must come to us every time. We need to create all this township. We need to create what can be their economy. So we get into Davidton, this is what we need to do. We get into KZN somewhere, this is what we need to do, because we have a capability of doing this. So it's not the venue that does this, it's people who does this. It's energy that does this. You can put us in Cape Town, we can do this thing in Cape Town, we can do this thing in anywhere. It doesn't matter the color, the skin, the background we come from. We all have one struggle that we need to solve as people. Poverty, you know, negativity into our people, doubting ourselves. Yes.
Yeah. And we were talking Nabotu to that. Actually, we're looking into that, you know, having you guys here at the greenhouse sessions in Kimberley. So definitely. And that's what I love about this movement. It's moving, right? Instead of complaining and theorizing and being smart, we are something positive. So good energy, man. West.
You are from Kimberley.
I feel good. Hey?
You are from Kimberley, guys.
We are
we're based there right now,
in Kimberley. I'm always there. For 9 years I've been there. I've done projects there. Khadi, what's that wall? Yes, I've done script writing and directing workshops there. I think even this year earlier I was there. I'm always there in Kimberley. So now, there's this thing also that is happening, because I wanted to do an event that side, right? So now there's this politics with these people that we're asking money, specifically with the funders. So they have this kind of mentality. When you are from Joburg, they even told me in my eyes, when you are from Joburg, now you're here to take money and leave and all of that, you know. So I know a lot of people there. When I'm in Kimberley, it's like I'm in Soweto, I'm in Zona. Like I engage myself with a lot of youth that side, and it's my favorite place, by the way. And it's the place that I know. Yes, it's the place that I know it needs development the most, because I see there, and I won't rest until those people they get what they deserve.
Yeah, we don't Tatazel.
My brother, I actually have sorry, Siza, man. I just wanna take it. I hear what you're saying, man. I just want to raise a point, and you can just comment on it. You mentioned earlier on, like, you know, we live in a post-COVID world. People's movements have changed, but I don't think, or rather, COVID has really impacted young people, and I don't think we've seen the results from that. I think it's going to be a long-term thing. It's going to mess up a lot of things with kids, especially like the ambition, where they're drawing inspiration from, etc., because everyone is tethered to the device right now, and the content that you get fed on your device is actually controlled in America and in China. One thing, because you know, earlier on, you know, you keep raising the point of building a platform. So I understand what you're saying in trying to connect or sort of building or helping these you know, on creators and so forth. What other stakeholders are you guys working with? And let me give you a practical example again. Take somebody, some kid from any township in the country. If he or she has a certain talent, you know, what else besides just like inspiring them and introduce, you know, what else? How else do you how else do you work with talent, basically?
Okay, you see, the biggest thing about talent, you can even look at the soccer players and the actors, the musicians. The only thing that is not there, it's a business mind, right? You only have talent, and those scavengers, they will prey on you. They will make sure that they squeeze everything from you, your intellectual property, until you're left with nothing, and then you end up killing yourself. You know, so first and foremost, it's to make sure that you are mentally fit for the journey that you are about to embark as an artist. We are not gonna be focusing on what God has already given you, which is your talent. We also have to focus in what you don't really have, and we'll look deep into what you don't really have and try to instill that thing in you, so that you understand the value that you have. Because now we lack to understand the value that we have as artists in every way. So you go there not knowing your value, or you think these people they are doing you a favor, they've taken you from Township, they've given you this kind of an opportunity, right? And then you, in your money that you're making in a 10 years of being whatever that they've made you will only not even achieve the 10% of what they've made. You know, so the platform, really what we say we're creating a platform that all the revenues have to come to you, and you can always give that 10% to these projects that we're doing that will uplift another young upcoming artist. So we have different philosophies in this. We can use the same way as people, or wedding as same people, but it's only the definition that will make us to be different, you know. So it might be because whatever that they've taken, it's something that already existed. It's that they just put the portion of making money out of it, but it was existing already. So what we want to do, we want to take what belongs to us. And now these youngsters, they sit there in the community. I'm telling you right now, there's many youngsters that their intellectual property is on TV right now, and they cannot say anything. And sometimes you see all these emails that they send these people, and it's too late because now legally you cannot be fighting these things anymore. So they know exactly what they are doing. So now what we do to people, it's not gonna be, we are not living in an era where we rely on TV to be who we want to be, or on radio to be. Now there's many platforms.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and we should create beyond these platforms of other people, these apps that they've created for us. We need to go live on our people. That's why we will be able to introduce a first-time artist on the big stage.
You mentioned, I was just curious, you mentioned an Amapiano artist that is, blooming at the moment. Kwanjubani?
We have Red Bean, we have Monopoly. Monopoly is one of the winner of the Idols.
Okay.
And the guy, our artist is the one that wrote for that guy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So like there's a lot of artists, there's a lot of actors, there's a lot of dancers, there's a lot of producers. Like we are a lot, but my gospel is one to my people. Stop selling your intellectual property for fame.
Yeah.
This needs to provide. Needs to provide for your mom, for your kids. This needs to buy you. This needs to buy you a house. This needs to take care of your kids. If these people, they want these things, you can sell them.
No, I was saying what Uput Gray is talking about reminds me of, the whole concept of Black love, and which is Black consciousness, being aware of who you are and working within your space. And, you mentioned that you can't always rely on the government. So it's important then to create the spaces like you are and actually provide workshops for artists to know how to do their copyrights. Because also I think it's just an issue of not knowing where to go. Who to speak to, what you need to do, but just the education around you. Because, we're starting from scratch. We do colonizing our minds from scratch. Like, we don't know much. I feel the positive energy from your movement, and I think I really do. And we wish you all the best, man.
I just like to raise another point there, my brother. This platform, the Art Lecture podcast, is we're entrepreneurs as well, and like myself, I'm a visual artist. Siza as a writer, and then in our personal space, we entrepreneurs as well. Like on this platform over here, we're actually very well connected with a bunch of artists, and not just other artists, but people. Most people that work within the creative industry ecosystem. One of the points you raised consistently, is you guys working with all this talent, and we have this digital platform, and we're also working with building an app that will be both e-store. If I'm going to explain to you how it'll work, the conversation will drift somewhere else, but also a streaming platform where we can monetize it. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, as entrepreneurs, we identify exactly what you are saying, and we are trying to make these skill set more accessible, so that if you have a creative and they have a product, all they need is the phone. And data, of course. And data. At least a 3G phone up, 3-4, preferably 4G phone upward, and then data, and then that's basically what we need. And then there's also tools and a skill set where you can monitor, you can sell, etc., etc. So with that said, my point is that it'll be cool, like in the future, if we can I guess just be more in touch, see where else we can assist, because Siza and I was blown away with the Dont Tatazel a concert. Like you said earlier on, it was a safe space. It was all the entrepreneurs that Thabo and Bobo spoke to were passionate and they were smart. Their business strategy was smart. There was this one ladies that said that they actually go out and cook with people.
So our organization is Hazel Spoon. It's a catering company. We do private chef events mostly, and we also do catering. We're trying to get into markets. So we go to people's houses because this was something I came up with during COVID. Of course, you'd have to observe protocol and go to someone's house and teach them how to cook. But now we want to do it full time. We want to basically have you tell us you want this many people coming to your house. I'm coming, and also it's involved. I'm not cooking for you. I'm cooking with you, so that later when you say yes, I made the food, you're not lying. Take me.
Very, very smart. Like in the kitchen, there was the brother with the gin.
Basically, Tina still an umkhodu, sena umkhodu. First grade. Yeah, like that. I mean, 5-star hotel. I mean. This is the best umkhodu ever. Clean. I mean, saucy, tasty. A delicious muhodu from Soweto.
Was also, and there's all these ladies with so forth. Very, I mean, they clearly identified a niche market, and like what we're trying to do is trying to build this ecosystem of creators, and to be very specific, African creatives, because we are Pan-Africanists. We are Pan-Africanist platform, and what you're saying resonates, man. It resonates massive, and I know Siza feels the same, and I just think there's a lot of area to collaborate in the future for sure. We are the digital space, and as I said, just my last point because what you're saying resonates, man. Early on this year, we spoke to guys that runs a music concept called Warmad, which is an international brand. Very, very similar. Very, very similar. Although they're more music and or more performance based, but they too have identified similar to what you're saying. Although they're a bit more of a global thingy, not really township based thingy. And with that point is that like I think that the timing for us to do these things now are perfect. I think the technology is allowing us to do it, and I'm actually grateful that you came into this platform and shared all of these ideas with me because I'm actually getting excited, and I'm getting what's this with my hair stands on my arm.
Thank you so much.
No, like excellent. No, yeah, man, I'm just so inspired, and I'm so inspired. I'm also looking forward to the collaborations. But please, our listeners, this is what we're talking about the Black Love. Reach out. Please continue to comment and engage in these collaborations, and let's see how we can grow bigger and stronger, as a community. So yeah, with that, in Tete Gray, what's coming up next, and
and where can our listeners get hold of you?
So the biggest event is gonna be this Soweto Olympics by Soweto Parliament, and then our next move is probably gonna be the Dont Tatazel event. It's gonna be next year, probably by March also, because we're gonna hold these sessions 2 times a year, March and November. So we still gathering strength because there's no funding, anything, but there's nothing that's going to stop us from doing that thing. So what I can say now is to everyone that is having anything that it's passion, that they are passionate about, the ability to uplift themselves, you need to go out there. It's possible. You don't have to fear anything.
Yeah, it comes from within. I don't know. It's freezing there, but yeah, I think that was the gist of it, man. That it's the energy that comes from within. Otherwise, we're not gonna. right?
I hope this session of today, they are encouraged to do something. You don't have to wait for money. You don't have to wait for funding. You don't have to wait for anything. All that you need to do, you need to move. You need to keep on moving. If we didn't move, I wouldn't be here today in this session with you. It's because of we were moving. So let's all move. The universe is gonna keep on bringing us together, because I highly believe that this is what the universe wants from all of us. I never been in. I will tell you about Tlantlalaks a little bit. I never thought like we would meet. I know him. He does something that is different, totally different from me. But now, when you go along, you will see the cause. The cause is the same. We all want what is best for our people, So I tomorrow is gonna be somebody in KZN, somebody in Limpopo, because I believe there's many of us out there. We just need to come together and do this thing.
Nah, give thanks. That's a great thing. Thanks for that, my brother. Siza, I just want to raise one a quick point before you wrap up there. To the listeners, we're gonna, Siza, I'm thinking we can just render those box pops as a separate package, which we can publish on Friday, next week Friday too. So to the listeners, if you want to get a good look and feel of what Dont Tatazel in November 2022 was like, we will publish that probably alongside this episode as well. And like Siza said, please engage, engage us with on there. And if there's any other creative or talent from any township listening to this podcast, engage, because we're here to build. So that covers me.
And together we can make it, guys. Thank you so much for the time, Dr. Gray. And so much love to you, Alexia.
Much love. Man, Dont Tatazel.
Yes, Dont Tatazel.
Yes, Dont Tatazel.